Here we have a world exclusive, the first in the United States to get this bike, the XLAB AD9, their flagship bicycle model that you can be seen in the Tour de France with pro riders on it. This is a size large with pedals, cage, and out front mount, weighing at 7.22 kilograms, and in pounds, right around 16 pounds. We'll talk about the wheels in the video. We'll talk about the frame in the video and everything else. XLAB was very kind to send this bike out to me to go ahead and ride for a couple of weeks or months, and I'll give you guys my full review, but this is just the first overall walkthrough. Enjoy the video. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today we have here right in front of us the XDS XLAB AD9, the flagship road bicycle that is being ridden by the pros of the team ASTANA. And this is pretty big news because this is one of the first time ever that a Chinese branded bicycle is riding in the pro peloton sponsoring a pro team. And the whole reason I wanted to get my hands on this bicycle, I tried as soon as it came out on the market to reach out. Everyone asked me on my channel, how do you get so much stuff? How do you get all these bicycles? Well, I do my homework and I reach out to a lot of people and I ask. You don't get what you don't ask for. So I figured out, why not try to bridge that connection? But it seemed like every time I reached out to them, it was kind of a dead end. And I really haven't seen that much coverage on these bikes, except for like GCN, who maybe gets to the Grand Tours and they get to see the bikes in person. But this is my first time ever seeing this bike, and apparently it's very hard to get your hands on it. But the very kind people over at XDS reached out to me, and I think they're trying to get over into the USA market, and they're looking for distributors and all that stuff. And the whole idea behind this bicycle is to bring pro-level caliper bike riding at a more affordable cost. Now, the bad thing to this is that I don't actually have a price point yet for them because it is coming to USA market. But I know they're looking to go ahead and compete. So I am gonna spend some time with this bicycle. I have a ride planned for tomorrow. Today's Sunday. I wanna go ahead and do some extensive riding on this bicycle. It is a first glance at it, building it, putting it in the stand, putting my pedals on it, spinning around the parking lot. It feels very, very nice, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But the overall aesthetics and the finish of the bicycle are really high-end as well. Now, this might look a little bit different from what the pros are riding because usually they have their Vision wheels in there, and I think also the Vision handlebar. But this is all branded with stuff from their shop. So this is like their own handlebar and also their own wheels, which I believe the wheel brand is called Branta. And we'll talk about the wheel weights and everything like that too. These are their C50 wheels, so 50 front, 50 rear. But this bike right here is a size large, and we'll go over everything on this bike. But in a size large, I'm 6 foot. I usually ride a size large. This bicycle fit me pretty well. That's my seat height right there. It doesn't look too crazy. There is a ton of stack height, but again, this is like a media bike, so I'm not really one to go ahead and cut the steer if it's not my bike, but I might drop it a few. Also, I don't mind having a high stack. I am not the fittest, and really, I should be on a high stack out there, but I really do lower it for the aesthetics of the bike. But just cruising around right now, I think I might just leave it like that and see how it's going. We see all these people out there running higher stacks now and going more aero, so we'll give it a try. But I do like how the stock setup came on this bike with the crank lengths and the handlebar and everything like that, so we'll talk about that in just a second. So let's go ahead and get into the whole bicycle. Starting off with the handlebar and stem, this is their own branded handlebar and stem. It comes in a 40 centimeter wide and a 120 millimeter stem length on here for a size large. And the reason they're able to do this is because they give the bicycle a stock zero offset post, which is going to help with that. Usually a bicycle will have a -15 or a -20. So that's why they put the 100 millimeter stem on there in a size large. Now they're going with a zero, putting a 120 on there, giving the bicycle an overall more aggressive feel, and also bringing your center of gravity or your legs more over the cranks as well, helping you put down a little bit more power. Also on here, you have a ton of team branded stuff like the XDS ASTANA team. I think it's really cool. The whole team colors, I mean, the paint on here is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it looks really good. Also, their limited edition XDS saddle by Prologo. I want this saddle. I think it's a really cool piece of like a memorabilia. I think it's really, really cool. And they also have the Prologo handlebar tape on here. I'll be honest with you guys, this came out for like the Roubaix. It's supposed to help with like cushion and help absorption on here. If you don't ride with gloves on, this stuff gets extremely slippery and it sucks. But if you ride with gloves on, it's gonna give you a nice dampened feeling on there, but I usually ride in the hoods anyway, so I think we should be good. It did not come with an out front mount, so I had to find my own. And the spacers are breakaways, so we can go ahead and remove some of those and cut them down to it. Also, a little bit of fun facts about the frame. They said they made this mixture of the frame with T1100 carbon fiber and M40X, which M40X is what they're using on the brand new Pinarello Dogma Fs, and T1100 has been around for a very long time, also used on the Pinarellos. So it's a very lightweight, stiff carbon fiber. You can feel it. It feels pretty lightweight, and also the stiffness in it is very responsive. Again, this is just me pedaling around, but usually you can get on a bike and kind of feel it, have some responsiveness to it, or kind of feels heavy or sluggish at the beginning of it. This bike felt pretty nice. This is just my first overall impressions of the bike, but we do a lot of jobs on bikes, and when we get on a bike here after a work order or something like that, you're like, ooh, this bike feels good, or oh, this bike kind of feels sluggish. So this bike does feel pretty good. Group set that comes stock on this bike, a full Shimano Dura-Ace group set, 12 gears in the rear, 2 in the front. We all know Shimano Dura-Ace is one of the best group sets out there. And we have some aerodynamics to this bike right here. You can kind of see a little bit of a speed sniffer right here. The lower seat stays, the skinnier seat posts. I didn't notice this from pictures before, but on the down tube right here, it kind of has this bulge right here with the bottle cages to add a little bit more aerodynamics. They told me, or I've seen some white sheets and white paper, that in a wind tunnel test, that this thing tested 1.5 watts faster than the Canyon Aero Road. I saw that data on the white paper, but I don't know how much they put that out there, but that's what they went off when designing this bicycle. For the wheel set on here, this is their own brand, like I said. Oh, it's about to pour on me right now. It's raining. These are the Branta C50s, 50 front, 50 rear. Kind of don't like the rim widths on here. It's a 21 millimeter and then a 28 external rim width on here. So a very older school traditional wheel set. 1,320 grams for the wheel set. And then you have just normal stainless steel spokes or alloy spokes in here with a Vision hub. The rear hub sounds really good. It's a 72 tooth ratchet, so it has a lot of points of engagement. Sounds really nice. The tires they put on here are the Maxxis High Road, kind of a light tire. The SLs are much lighter, but these are in a 700 by 28C configuration, and the frame can take up to a 700 by 32C tire. So again, you're within the realm of the Canyon Aero Road, the Tarmac SL8, the Trek Madone, I believe. A lot of bicycles have that 700 by 32C. We're seeing more and more push to that 35C, but 32C is still very optimal. A lot of people aren't racing on 32s. People are finding the sweet spots in the 28s and the 30s. Pogacar rides 28s, so just follow him, you'll be good. You have the down here, right here, this little X-foil system, this kind of aerodynamic swoosh. Don't know how much aerodynamics that adds, but it does look different. It looks kind of cool with the aesthetics, and I think it's very nice. I'm getting poured on right now. The weight that you guys saw is kind of heavier for what I would like the bike to come in at, but again, you have to think with these wheel sets. You can go ahead and put on the new Vision wheels that they put on there, the 40Ds or the 40 millimeter wheel sets that are incredibly lightweight, and also these come with butyl tubes installed here, so you can go ahead and put TPU tubes inside of here and save 140 grams right off the rip to get that weight down. So 16 pounds for a full set of bike with no power meter is kind of chunkier, but again, it's aerodynamic. It's not meant to be the lightest, and it feels like it responds really well while riding. 160 millimeter front disc brake rotor for the Shimano disc brake rotor, and then also the Dura-Ace caliper as well. Going down the frame, we have the XLAB logo, which again, I've done a lot of Chinese frames in the past, and XLAB is not a name that I don't hate. It's a decent name. Definitely there's some other ones out there that I just look at it and question, I'm like, why? But I think they did a good job with it. For the bottom bracket, they did a T47, which I think is one of the best bottom bracket platforms out there. You get the reliability of the threaded version, but also you get the stiffness with the like the BB86 where it's pressed up against the frame. A really good job. I think they did a good job with that. Bottle cage here, bottle cage here. These are titanium bolts, I believe, and a size large, and then also the UCI sticker right here. That's why they're racing it. Nice little bit of an aerodynamic pocket right here for the bottom bracket, trying to take up as much of this frame as they can to go ahead and allow less airflow in that area. For the cranks down here, you're going to get a Dura-Ace 5236 crank, and then again on a size large, they're giving you 170 millimeter cranks, which I think is perfect. It's great for someone who's starting out. Obviously, if you're racing, you're going to know your crank length size, but still, it's 170s you can deal with. It's not like you have to change them right away from a 172.5. even if you don't have to, but still, middle of the road, I think a lot more people should start doing this, and then they can go whichever way they want, because already 172.5 is becoming dated, and people are swapping that stuff out anyways. Dura-Ace front derailleur, Dura-Ace chain, and then 1130 Dura-Ace cassette with the Dura-Ace rear derailleur. So on this bicycle, you're getting a full spec Dura-Ace build on it. I love to know price. I kind of talked to them back and forth. They said they couldn't give me a price yet because they're still working on it, but I kind of was probing around, guessing in the range. If I had to guess on it, I'm assuming somewhere in the 8,000 to 9,000. That's just me making allegations. I don't know. It could be more, it could be less. That's where I see them coming in at, because I know they want to be competitive. You have to match Canyon out there if you're going direct to consumer. And yeah, I think that's the whole idea behind this brand. They want to shake things up, but they want to go a little bit lighter weight, and they want to go a little bit cheaper to allow consumers to get a Grand Tour bike at a more affordable cost. You have the lower seat stays right here. It is not UDH compatible, so they have their own derailleur hanger on there. The exact same wheel is in the front, the C50 team. And then also, you get a little free sound test real quick. A lot of engagement on there. A 160 millimeter rear rotor as well, with a 160 millimeter disc brake caliper with the standard through axles on there. And then the seat post I like. It has this kind of Pinarello-esque vibe to it. Seat post clamp is here and here. This is your seat post wedge. And then just a very lightweight seat post, carbon fiber there. The seat post is obviously too skinny to fit a DI2 battery here, so it goes underneath the crank right here. You will have to remove the crank and bottom bracket to get to it, but that is a job for a mechanic to do. And then also, like I said, you get a really nice saddle spec'd on here, the Pro Logo, carbon fiber rails, carbon fiber body. Really good looking saddle to match that. I think it's a good looking bike. But this is the XLAB AD9. Ask me some questions down in the comment section on what you're looking for out of this bike. Hopefully I'll have a price for you guys soon. Very thankful to the people over at XDS for sending me this bike out to ride for a little bit. And I will do a follow-up video, probably get my editor out here to go ahead and film a nice video. But I want to get some first rotation on this bike and see how it goes. So hopefully you guys enjoy and ask away the questions. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Here comes a free buy sound test on this Branton C50 with a Vision hub with a 72 tooth ratchet on here. Here we go. It is extremely loud, but there's a lot of points of engagement in there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.